Melbourne, for me, are really, really down in the dumps.
Yeah, Richmond for mine. I agree with Duck. I reckon Mark Neal has adopted that tack yesterday because the morale within the Melbourne football playing change rooms would be at rock bottom 2 games in. Footy's tough. It's uncompromising. If you're 2 weeks in and you've had the dramas that they've had to contend with, footy clubs can be a terrible place to be around. I think that that's really important. He manages the mood of the group moving forward. Okay, bad loss. Let's forget about it. I'll give them a pump up. I've already whacked them 7 days ago. I'm going to change my tack to try and build that confidence up quickly.
You might have heard this before, Schwatta, but football doesn't build character. It only eliminates the weak ones.
1,000 times.
Deep pagan.
Another paganism. But interesting that Neildy brought up Seinfeld. So
What do? You've got to laugh, don't you?
You have to laugh.
Can you think of a tougher introduction as an AFL coach than what Mark Neal's had?
Ooh.
No?
No, there'd be no tougher. All the incidents off field, loss of sponsors, etc. It's been massive.
Well, can you think of a better sitcom than Seinfeld?
No.
It's outstanding, wasn't it?
Extras.
But Jersey Shore.
90210.
Top 100. Top 100.
That was a drama.
Cheers.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Woody Harrelson sort of cut his teeth. Welcome to you, Mark.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys.
Hobart, how is it on this Easter Sunday?
Yes, it's a little cool and a little windy, but the ground looks great and there's a crowd coming in.
Mark, you've got a lot of young kids there. What and how have you gone about things this week? Do you set certain kids at the job on a Wells and a Harvey? And would you consider sending Big Izzy down to Drew Petrie? Drew Petrie, I think, is one of the most exciting big men in the game, and I think it would do Izzy a lot of good to go down and play on a player such as that, rather than try and cut his teeth up forward, but actually follow someone around.
Yeah, you got money on Drew kicking 10, have you? No, I don't think he'll be doing that today, but the idea that he certainly played in the back line last year for a period of time, but he's much better in the forward line.
Well, it's gold. Well, he's got to learn.
He can learn on Tuesday night at training. He'll be learning on Drew Petrie today, that's for sure.
Hey, we just might try and wrestle this one back, Choco.
Hopefully, there's a win not too far away for the Giants, Choco.
What about today?
Do you think you can win today?
Things go well. North kick poorly, we'll win. Thank you. See ya.
That wasn't very convincing.
He didn't even want rebuttal.
North kick poorly.
Yeah. Hopefully, if North kick, he didn't say yes, we'll win.
I loved his answer about
Drew
Izzy.
Petrie, 10.
Drew Petrie. What have you had money on? That is the biggest backhander that I think any coach has ever given a player ever.
Do you think you can win if North don't play? And they all get really sick after half time, there is a chance we can win.
There's an element of Sheedy in Mark Williams right now, isn't there?
Yeah.
He's been indoctrinated into the Sheedy speak.
But every time the question gets asked of Folau, the people are on the defensive. Now, he did not defend him whatsoever. Oh, that was a ripper.
I don't want the Folau family to be listening to the podcast. You're listening to Trip on 10 goals. Is he Folau?
We have all seen what Hawthorn have done in Tasmania over the last 10 years. There is that opportunity, provided the Kangaroos get involved with the community, invest for the long term, and grow their membership base over a period of time.
It was very difficult to like Canberra, though, I must say. You didn't want to spend too much time down there.
The only place Duck went to if it wasn't on the footy field was Fishwick. You work it out.
What's that known for?
Fireworks. And educational videos, Stevo.
I don't reckon he needed any educating.
Excess baggage every time Duck came back from Canberra. Ham? Hey, Ham, sorry to interrupt, but just before you go on, my friend, how do you reckon Matthew Newton's going, Steve?
Well, he's just been arrested in Miami. I don't think Paddy would be too happy. Miami, of all places.
Yeah, arrested.
Come on, who hasn't done that?
I'll answer it. I haven't. Have you, Steve?
I haven't been there.
Schwatta, move on. This is a footy show.
My favourite Miami, Florida story is when the Hawks were there at the end of season trip, and long story, but the police end up taking Jason Dunstall and three others home. They get to the hotel. Yabby Jeans gets the call, comes down in his dressing gown, and the police say, "What do you want to do with these for?" He looks down, and Jason Dunstall's at the end of the line. He goes, "You can shoot him and him and him, but don't shoot the big fat fella." Duck shoot time every Sunday, Wayne. Who hasn't done that? Well, I haven't. Duck shoot time, Stevo. My idea, you're the executor.
First question, Duck. Take us back to Miami. Only kidding.
Sort of a fan question, Duck, really. Favourite memory in football?
Oh, well, without a doubt, the 96 premiership,
Because it was the first?
because it was the first. You always remember your first, Hammer.
I do, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what about your biggest regret in football? Forget all the off-field stuff, but from your career, I heard you answer this at the Grand Final Eve lunch last year that ESP ran. I was fascinated by the response.
What was it?
Training and your lack at times of commitment to the game. You thought there might have been another premiership.
Yeah, I think 98, when we lost the grand final, was probably the biggest downfall. We were red-hot favourites, and we probably, with injury, we were the best side for about 3 years. We won 2 flags, but it goes to show you that a little bit of luck plays in winning grand finals. Collingwood were the best side last year, didn't win it.
The year before, I think it was 97, there's some footage of Wayne Schwatta looking angry. Dennis Pagan looking angry, and that was the end of the relationship. Just take us inside, well, as player and coach, take us inside the inner sanctum. What went wrong, Duck?
What went wrong? Well, Schwatta was undisciplined, got rubbed out. Glenn Archer, undisciplined, rubbed out. There was a lot of reasons for that, and then Schwatta went on to Sydney and did very well. A couple of other reasons at the Gold Coast races where Schwatta accidentally might have lit someone's director's tie on fire. But anyway,
It wasn't his tie, it was his shirt.
okay, well, his shirt.
You lit a director's shirt.
It was a long day, Hammer. And when strange things happen at a race course when you've had a few.
And when you're trying to get a 3-year extension on your contract, and the match committee sit down and say, "Well, no, we're going to offer you 2." And but anyway, it all worked out well. We got Shannon Grant, and
Can you imagine lighting? Let's take it, a Collingwood player lighting one of the Collingwood board's shirt on fire now.
Things were different back then.
I know, that's my
back
point.
then.
Can you imagine it now?
No. No. I have trouble imagining I actually did it 15 years on.
Which was the director?
Good evening, Neil. Good morning to Smokey Dawson. We're okay now. Took a long time. He had 3rd-degree burns, 3 skin grafts, and it's just been able to stretch the skin across the back of his shoulders.
If GWS had come to you in that role to mentor Izzy, would there be any interest?
Oh, look, I'm always happy to help anyone, any forward that asks me to help, whether it be on the phone or go and have a chat, catch up for a coffee. The great Matthew Lloyd actually came to see me many, many years ago. He used to bring his video around, and back then, probably before DVDs, but he used to bring the video around and have a look at how he was going, and he was obviously a superstar. So I've done a little bit of work with some of the. No, Matty Lloyd, Fishwick. Has Matty ever done anything wrong?
No, he's a saint.
Clean. Yeah,
Matthew Lloyd.
He's a saint.
Hey, I like the duck shoot. I'm glad I brought that into the show.
Yeah, great idea, wasn't it?
Tell me, before we head down to Hobart this afternoon, let's just get your thoughts on North Melbourne versus the Giants. It's North Melbourne by a space.
Yeah, big margin.
Schwatta?
Big margin, have to win. New market, new membership opportunities. It's important they put on a really good show today.
I was going to pick GWS until I heard Choco. He didn't sound that confident. So I'm now with the Kangas.
Well, that was the Sunday rub. It was interesting. It was an eye-opener. Wayne Carey never got coached, was big into the adult shops and got locked up in Miami.
Yep, Miami.
That's what we took out of that.
Was that an eye-opener?
Well, no, I think just a gentle reminder of what you did. Schwatta, we've got the Saints and the Suns a little bit later. We're going to Hobart now.
But in between that, Hame, we're just going around to Duck's house for a couple of hors d'oeuvres and some educational videos to fill the next couple of hours.